dear students of first year. I welcome Miss Riya Pandya to AD Patel Institute of Technology. Miss Riya Pandya, she is a yoga teacher. She is a founder of Antarang Yoga Karmashu Kaushalam and gives her services as a faculty and a yoga trainer. She is associated with law firm Sri Sri School of Yoga, certified yoga teacher, yoga instructor from Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana. She, in association with several NGOs, she has organized more than 20 blood donation camps in various cities. She is also associated with several government schemes like Ayushman Bharat, Pradhan Mantri Shram Dhan Yojana, Digital India, Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, and many more. As a yoga practitioner, she is practicing yoga for more than 13 years and 3 years as a yoga trainer and has taken many yoga sessions in schools, in colleges, in corporates, in jails, and in public institutions. She has teaching experience in yoga more than 500 hours, and besides conducting the sessions at various places, and she also runs a yoga center, that is Antarang Yoga Karmashu Kaushalam. She is certified yoga teacher from Artofliving Center Anand since 2018 and yoga instructor from Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana. So we have such an experienced yoga trainer with us. I welcome you, ma'am. Riya, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for the wonderful introduction you gave.
Now I
Now,
would like
yeah,
I would like to request you to start the session
yeah,
and please guide our students and all the faculty members for yoga. Thank you, ma'am. Over to you.
yeah. So, a very warm welcome, all of you. Now, let us start the session. So, today I'm going to talk about yoga and meditation and its importance in our life. So, let us begin. Understanding breath is the first step towards yoga and meditation. Let's look into very important aspect of our being, which is the breath. Don't you people feel that before knowing the importance of something, we need to know the mechanism of the same thing, isn't it? So let's look into the very important aspect of our being, that is the breath. The first act of our life is the breathe in. Then the baby starts crying, and the last act is the breath out. So the whole life that we know of, that we live, is in between the breath in and breath out. Now there are a lot of aspects to the breath. How many of us are aware right now that we are breathing? Few of us are, and few of us are not. Why? Because it's a very involuntary process. The brain has kept the control of breathing with itself, isn't it? Just in case we forgot to breathe, our life would end, isn't it? We can't decide. So the breathing has no end. Breathing is there all the time. In the present moment, if we have something with us, that is our breath. So now the breath has a lot of significance for us. The first is that it is the main nourisher and the main toxin releaser of the body. So we have about 1 to 2 liters of food, like roughly if I speak, per day. We drink about 4 to 5 liters of water in a day, or fluids, I can say, in whole of the day. But 10,000 liters of breath goes in and comes out every single day. So this 10,000 liters of air that goes in and which goes out is the main thing that nourishes our body with all the oxygen which comes in and the carbon dioxide and all the elements of like I can say the different products of elimination, that is the carbon dioxide and other toxins are released, isn't it? So this is the first nourisher. So the significance here is the first nourisher and the toxin releaser. The second thing is incoming breath energizes the body and outgoing breath relaxes the body. Now, what is breathing in general? Let's first know the main mechanism of breathing. Like, what does breathing mean actually? Breathing involves two processes. The first is inspiration and the second is expiration. Inspiration meaning taking in of oxygen rich air. Expiration meaning you can say that throwing out all the air from which the oxygen has taken up and the carbon dioxide has given out. Right? Now this has two phases. The gas exchange that happens between the environment and our body. So we take in oxygen rich air from the environment to the lungs and we give out oxygen deprived air from the lungs to the atmosphere. The oxygen is taken by the blood to the tissues and from the tissues at the level of tissues the carbon dioxide is given back and the oxygen is taken in by the tissues. Now here there is a process of exchange known as diffusion which takes place. For an example, if I explain, like if we mix sweet water and salty water together, right? Here the process of diffusion takes place. It becomes one taste. Now this process is called the diffusion. The same thing happens in the body. The gaseous exchange, everything is done by the process of diffusion, right? So there are two places in the body where the gas exchange is happening, where we are breathing. So we are not breathing by our lungs or by our nose. Some people might not know, but we are breathing from whole of our body. This is the main important principle. Remember everyone, right? For yoga and meditation, you know, uh, small things like breathing, the breathing pattern and everything is very much important. So breathing with the whole body all the time. All our cells are getting oxygen and they are giving out products of elimination. So the whole body is breathing, and this concept, this knowledge of breathing with the whole body is very important to go deeper in the practice of yoga, right? Now there are two muscles which act as a major role for inspiration. Some of us might have, a misunderstanding that we breathe through our lungs, but no, we breathe through our diaphragm, right? What does diaphragm mean? It's a partition. It's a big muscle which separates the chest cavity from the abdominal cavity. So it is all the way, placed above the abdomen and under the ribs. So it's a dome-like structure. The second is the ribs. The ribs also has the intercostal muscles which are present, around the ribs, the whole of the thoracic cage, we can say. So these are the muscles which helps us in the inspiration. Now, this is how the breath goes and comes out and the process takes place. Not going into much detail of that. Now, breathing out is a very passive process that is automatically done without really much putting effort. Like when we want to breathe out, do we put any effort? No, not much, right? So our diaphragm, which has become flat, relaxes again, and the intercostal muscles also relaxes again. Now again, talking about the inspiration, it has some phases. The first phase is quiet inspiration, which means when we are normally breathing, like right now, you people are listening to me. You are not supposed to, make any effort in breathing. This is the normal phase of breathing. So our chest cavity is not really expanding nor contracting too much. We are not in need of too much of oxygen at this point. Just the digestion, listening, processing, absorbing, etc., which happens in our body, right? Now, just in case we need a little more air.
Excuse me, madam. Sorry to interrupt you.
Okay, ma'am. What happened?
Ma'am, slides are full. Now, you please click on the full slides.
Uh,
Let me check it.
did it come, ma'am?
No, madam. Press F5 directly. Let me check it. And like that. Slideshow, madam. Slideshow.
Slideshow. Wait a second.
From current slide.
From current slide. Okay. Can you see?
Yes, ma'am. Now, okay. Perfect.
So, from where you people cannot see the slide, so that I can just, recap a little bit. Okay. So now, just in case we need to take a little more air than the quiet breathing, or we can say the normal breathing, then for an example, if I ask you to do some asana, some stretches, you want to take a little more breath in, then what happens? We have a way in which the chest cavity moves. There are two actions that our thoracic cavity does. The first is the pump handle movement, right? Which is done by the sternum. Sternum is situated here in between the chest bone, we can say. We have seen the pump in the olden days, right? We used to pull the hand and the water would come out. So this sternum does a pump handle movement and it expands. So it increases the anterior posterior diameter of the chest cavity. The second, talking about the sides, the ribs, whole of the thoracic cage, we can say. So this does a bucket handle movement. If we want to, lift a bucket, we are supposed to lift the handle and then the bucket lifts up, isn't it? And the same thing happens in the body. So that are done by the ribs and whole of the thoracic cage. And the third thing is, like when we want more air in the body, the scalene muscles. Now, where are the scalene muscles situated? They are the neck muscles which are situated here. Like if I move on my right side, the muscle which we can hold, these are the scalene muscles. So the scalene muscles, they help elevate the top or top of the ribs to the top to the bottom movement. Okay. In yoga, we have a yogic breathing in which we have to first fill the abdomen. Now, how does this happen? Let us all do full yogic breathing together. You can just, put your right palm on your abdomen and your left palm near the chest. Take one normal breath in and simply exhale the breath. Empty your lungs vertebra by vertebra. Now you're supposed to breathe in, expand the abdomen first. Expand the chest. Lift up your clavicle bone or the thoracic bone here. And then while you exhale, you're supposed to contract the chest and then contract the abdomen. This is one round of full yogic breath. Here, first we are supposed to breathe in from the abdomen. Then we are supposed to expand the chest. And then we are supposed to lift up the clavicular bone. Right? Now, this was the mechanism of full yogic breath. What are the advantages of full yogic breath? By doing and practicing the full yogic breath daily, there is an increase in the oxygen supply to the blood, right? It deepens us in the practice of meditation. So, when we practice meditation, we are supposed to start it with full yogic breath first and then go deeper into the meditation. It also relaxes the muscular tension, all the stress which are created by the day-to-day activities, right? That is also released by the full yogic breath. Talking about the expiration. It is a very passive process, right? We are not putting much effort. It is very naturally done. So, but sometimes when we do all the shat kriyas, like in yoga asanas, we say there are few cleansing techniques like the Agni Sara Kriya, the Kapala Bhati, the Bhastrika Pranayama. Here we use the belly muscles, the obliques, the transversus rectus for exhaling extra air out. So here we need to forcefully take the abdomen in and then expel the breath. So now this is with the muscles, but the air, where it is filling in, right? That is also an important concept. So the air is filling in the lungs, which is the main organ for respiration. If we want to increase the capacity of our lungs by the breathing, we can also do it by the position of our hands. This is another aspect of breathing. Like, let us do it practically. If I keep my hand here and if I breathe, I will feel that I'm only breathing with my abdomen. But if I keep my hand near the chest and if I breathe in, even you people can do it together with me. Then I'll feel that I'm breathing with my chest. So by regulating the position of our hands and keeping the hands at different positions, we can regulate the entry of air to different lobes of the lungs. It's very interesting. The position of our hands also decides the entry of air to different lobes of the lungs. So when we do the pranayama, different asanas where hand positions are involved, it helps in opening up the different lobes of the lungs. You should note these things. They are very important. In any asana, let us say vrikshasana, where we are supposed to take both the hands up like this. When we are taking both the hands up, the whole of the rib cage is expanded from the sides. There is a lot more air. It's like a physical expansion, pulling and expanding that we are doing, isn't it? Doing any asana which involves the movement of our hands. Let us say konasana, where we take the right hand or the left hand or both of the hands. We are unknowingly working on the breathing mechanism also. So the movement of hands also has a big role to play in our breathing. Now, I want to come back to the facts that I said before. The breathing with the whole body. You people should note these things, right? This is a principle. So we will see a video of the cheetah breathing. So we all saw the cheetah breathing, right? So the wave of breath going all through the body of cheetah. It feels like the cheetah is breathing with the whole body. The same way even we breathe through whole of our body. Isn't it? So let us do a small exercise now. So let us do a small exercise of cheetah breath. You can keep both the hands in front of the body. Both the legs are relaxed. You can do this by sitting or standing, okay? We will do the same thing which the cheetah is doing while running. So you are supposed to move the whole of both the hands up and down and breathe. Close your eyes. Faster. Let the momentum come. And relax. Vishram kare. Relax your arms and your whole body. Let your eyes remain closed for a few seconds. Slowly and gradually, you may open both eyes. So did you feel the momentum? Did you feel that we breathe through our whole body? But the position of our hands sometimes make us feel that, right? Okay, so let us once again do the full yogic breath that we did before. Let us place our right palm near the abdomen and our left palm near the chest. Close your eyes, a gentle smile on the face. Breathe in, expand your abdomen, expand your chest, expand your shoulders out, lift your clavicle bone up. While breathing out, slowly relax your clavicle, your shoulders, your chest, and your abdomen. Slowly and gradually, you may open your eyes and relax your hands. So, did you feel that the first full yogic breath and after the cheetah breath, which we did right now, is a little bit different? We are feeling the expansion and contraction later on, right? So, this is very important to know. The mechanism of breathing is automatically happening, but we are not considering or taking that thing into much importance, right? So, here, as we are breathing with the whole body, the ability to process the oxygen that goes in is enhanced many folds. So, the breathing with whole of the body can be used in every asana we do. We are not just supposed to do the asana for the sake of doing. Take this thing in your mind, everybody, right? Just breathe, taking the right hand up, looking towards the right hand. Do it with the breath. Like breathe in and take your hand up. Be aware of the breath. Be aware of the mind, the emotions, everything. There is a beautiful sutra given by Maharshi Patanjali. He says, Sthiram Sukham Asanam. Maintaining the equanimity, the state of calmness and ease is asana. That letting into the aspect of ease and stability, how does it come? It comes through our breath. When we are not stable, the breath is also shaky. So how to let the breath not be shaky? By practicing the breathing with the whole body. Again and again, I'm repeating this thing to make you people aware that we are breathing through whole of our body. And in yoga and meditation, breath is the main component, right? Like while doing any asana, the area of impact. For example, if we take the head stand or the shoulder stand, the Sarvangasana, we are feeling in breath and we are feeling the strain near the neck region. So this area where we feel the area of, we can say it is the area of impact, right? So this area when we are, taking the leg up, it is very much important to keep breathing in the position. We are not supposed to hold the breath. This makes our asana much more deeper and much more effective in nature, right? We can modulate our breath and have a say on our mind. That is by doing pranayama. So we are coming to the importance of vagus nerve now. Now what is vagus nerve? Vagus nerve is the nerve which takes care about our rest and digest mechanism in the body. It is a part of the parasympathetic nervous system. If you want, you can note it down. The vagus nerve, the increasing, the stimulating of the vagal tone in the body, it helps us to rest. Nowadays, people have a lot of problems of insomnia. They are not able to sleep. So it is very important to do few of the techniques which relaxes our vagus nerve. That are the energizing pranayamas. Example, the Brahmari pranayama, the cooling pranayama like the Shitali and Shitkari pranayama. This helps us to stimulate the vagus nerve, and it helps our rest and digest system work very nicely in the body. So, the second slide, when we do asana, there will be a muscle production, and that will be an aerobic production of energy. Now here there is a homework for everyone. Aerobic production of energy के बारे में you have to search after this seminar. You will be, getting a lot of facts and a lot of, I can say the benefits which are created from the pranayama and the asanas. More of our toxin release happens with long exhalation in addition to the calm state of mind and the vagal stimulation in the body. We just know that, yoga is for calming the mind, then relaxing. We are, stress free after the yoga. But how? What is the perfect technique? We don't know that. So while doing pranayama, we are supposed to take our exhalation much more longer than the inhalations. If we breathe in, the breath which comes out should be longer in nature, right? So next time when you do any of the pranayamas, make sure that your exhalations are longer than your inhalations, isn't it? Now, the second important thing is, how can one go deeper into any of these stretches? One important thing which I want to share here is, people just want that I want to touch my head to the no, I want to touch my head to the floor, my hands to the toes. But then how can you do that? We just don't know, and we are just trying all the different techniques. We are not considering our breath. So to go deeper into the stretch, Ujjayi breath is very important, the victorious breath. If you do the Ujjayi breath, your inhalations as well as your exhalations, both of them are longer than the normal breath. And this helps you to go deeper into the asana. So before practicing any of the asana or any of the advanced poses or stretches, you are supposed to learn proper Ujjayi breath. It helps us to victory ourselves from the limits we have. Everybody has some or the other limit, but Ujjayi breath takes us beyond our limits, beyond the actual thing which we are doing. We can do it much better in a much deeper manner after learning Ujjayi breath. Breathing is never just abdominal or thoracic, it is sum total of all the aspects. So if I conclude, breathing has a lot of aspects, and it's a good idea to be aware of our breathing pattern while we do different asanas, pranayamas, and meditation, which is the actual definition of yoga, which is a union, we can say. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you
you
very
so
much.
much, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Riya ma'am. It was really a very informative session. When I learned so many things, and we would definitely love to have you over here physically to teach us all these pranayams and yogas. We'll definitely keep your workshop over here. So, on
Yeah,
behalf
yeah,
of
definitely.
my entire institute, on behalf of my students, I am very much thankful to you. Thank you very much. Okay. Now I'll end
Thank
this
you
session.
so much. Yeah.